Have you noticed that there's a lot of heat waves today in Nigeria, and that meteorologists are warning that temperatures could rise above 40 degrees in some parts of the country? So what is the cause, and how would you deal with it? These are some of the issues we'll be relieving today on Environment Today. Thank you for joining us. My name is Nkoli Omodu, your regular host on the show. As usual, I'll be your guide throughout the program. Let's first bring your environment news for the day.
Our music is one of our greatest exports, but our wildlife could be another great industry if we protect it for future generations.
Right now, it's threatened by illegal wildlife trade. So please, report wildlife crime and say no to illegal bushmeat.
Because poaching steals from us all.
According to Kenya Red Cross, heavy rainfall over the past week has triggered flash floods as rivers have burst their banks, flooding homes and damaging roads, power and water lines. Some roads have been closed after bridges were damaged in Nairobi, while some schools were also flooded after Saturday's downpour. The Interior Ministry warned on Sunday that different parts of the country were continuing to experience heavy rains, increasing the risk of flooding. Authorities have urged residents in low-lying areas to move to safer ground, and more than 2,000 people have had to leave their homes to seek shelter. Police say search and rescue operations are continuing following the torrential rain and subsequent devastating flooding affecting various parts of the country. Half of those killed, 33, have been in Nairobi, where poor drainage has been a major factor, along with the obstruction of rivers and waterways caused by unregulated development. President William Ruto on Sunday said authorities were working to clear blocked drainage systems, but residents say they had seen no one, and the Parklands Residents Association had cleared up the debris themselves. Ruto also said emergency food supplies and medical assistance were being delivered to those affected. The flooding has not just affected Kenya. More than 100 people have been killed in neighboring Ethiopia following floods and landslides in the south of the country. Many factors contribute to flooding, but a warming atmosphere caused by climate change makes extreme rainfall more likely. Analysts say the world has already warmed by about 1.1 centigrade since the industrial era began, and temperatures will keep rising unless government around the world takes steps to cut the emissions.
Launched in 2021, the National Action Plan on Gender and Climate Change was designed to ensure that women and vulnerable groups are not left behind in Nigeria's climate response. At this conference organized by the Women Environmental Program Nigeria, participants examined how far the plan has been implemented across ministries, agencies, and states, and whether it is translating into real support for women farmers, rural communities, and climate-affected households.
We are tired of having policies that are not being implemented. We want to see practical solutions, innovations that address the impact of climate change. What are we doing? How can we address those? Those are the things that we're looking at climate justice. What actions can we take individually and collectively? Tree planting, yes, we need to plant trees more. We need to stop deforestation.
Speakers noted that women often stand on the front lines of climate change, responsible for food production, water sourcing, and family well-being. Yet they remain underrepresented in climate decision-making and access to resources.
Climate change affects humans in different forms, and the gender-related consequences of climate change cannot be aggregated into different aspects. So this particular organization focuses on action plans that would address the impact of climate change as it relates to gender.
Discussions here also highlighted the need for stronger coordination between federal and state institutions, increased climate financing targeted at women-led initiatives, and better data to track gender impacts in climate policies.
My take-home in this very environment is for women to strengthen this very project of Women Environment Program through the leader, through the founder, so that the program will go on and on and on, and then all the committees will key into Women Environment Program so that it will go in line with their own initiatives and framework. If it goes like that, you see, we talked about equity, we talked about equality, we talked about all that will make women to stand out whenever you talk about climate change.
As Nigeria prepares to review the National Action Plan, the organizers say lessons from the past 3 years must guide a stronger and more gender-responsive strategy to ensure that climate actions are inclusive and targeted at those most affected. Welcome back. Well, Nigeria, some parts, particularly in the north, are experiencing actually intense heat waves today. Meteorologists have warned that temperatures could rise above 40 degrees Celsius in some parts, and then they are giving some kind of advice on how you can deal with the situation while it lasts. So take a listen to some of these instructions and keep to them.
Across Nigeria, the scorching sun is making daily life increasingly difficult. From northern states like Kebbi and Niger to parts of the south, residents are grappling with oppressive temperatures and humidity. Meteorologists say this surge in heat is part of the seasonal transition towards the rainy season, combined with broader climate trends that are making heat waves more frequent and intense across Africa. Daytime temperatures across the country are expected to range between 30 and 40 degrees Celsius, with some areas pushing even higher. But the greatest concern may not be the temperature alone, it is the impact on human health. Medical experts warn that prolonged exposure to extreme heat can trigger serious conditions, including dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. Symptoms may include excessive sweating, dizziness or weakness, nausea, rapid heartbeat, and headaches and confusion. If untreated, heat exhaustion can escalate into heat stroke, a life-threatening emergency. Public health specialists say certain groups are especially vulnerable, including children, older adults, pregnant women, and outdoor workers. Experts recommend several simple but critical steps to reduce the risk of heat illness. Stay hydrated, drink water regularly through the day, avoid peak sun hours, limit outdoor activity between 12 noon and 4 p.m. when the heat levels are highest, wear light clothing, loose, breathable fabrics that help the body cool down, take cool showers or rest in shaded areas, and check on vulnerable people, including the elderly and young children. AIT spoke to some Abuja residents to find out how they keep cool in the heat.
Number one, if you look at this, when the heat is becoming unbecoming, then the health, you must have a health challenge. Because one of my neighbor's child, even recently, was having that kind of health challenge. When I came back from the office yesterday, I saw her somehow. I said, "Madam, what is happening to Meridia?" He said, "No, this is what he's seeing." I said, "But she was playing yesterday." He said, "Yes, but this is what he's seeing now."
The heat is too much for us to be bearing it. Yeah, because even yesterday, I was so, the sweat on me got me, I don't feel well. So I was, feeling like I want to collapse because of the heat.
Though I don't like noises from the generator, but because I just want to reduce the effect of the heat, I'll have to put on the generator so that I can at least put on the fan and then so that I can sleep comfortably.
Health officials also advise workers who must remain outdoors, such as construction crews and street vendors, to take frequent breaks and drink fluids regularly. With temperatures expected to remain high in the coming weeks, authorities are urging Nigerians to remain vigilant and treat extreme heat as a serious public health risk. Meteorologists say conditions could persist until seasonal rains begin to moderate temperatures in parts of the country. Until then, health officials stress a simple message: stay cool, stay hydrated, and avoid prolonged exposure to the sun.
For most of our history, humans lived in harmony with nature.
But we have shared in the balance, exploiting our planet for product and wealth.
Creating a climate catastrophe, driving species to extinction, and polluting our land, sea, and air.
The sight is clear. Time is running out.
We must go from harming our planet to healing it. We must protect what we have and bring back what we have lost to have a more sustainable future where
everyone can survive, because there is only one Earth, and so we must protect it.
There's a massive desertification that's just coming in.
If you keep eating pangolin, you will not even see pangolin. And that means at the end of the day, we'll end up telling our children. We see open storybooks.
Join Nkoli Modu every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. on Environment Reports. Welcome again. Let me take your mind back to Olokemeji Forest and Omo Forest in Ogun State when I visited last year, and how reforestation efforts is actually trying to ensure that the forests that have been depleted in those forests are reclaimed. Take a listen. Olokemeji, a small community in Ogun State, Nigeria, is rich in natural resources, including the Olokemeji Forest and the Ogun River. However, illegal logging has severely depleted the forest over the years. On this reporting venture, I visited the forest to uncover the current reforestation efforts. This is Olokemeji Forest. Now, this used to be a forest reserve, but has over the years been destroyed by loggers who cut down trees, leaving the forest bare. Now, it is often said that to destroy a building is easier, usually, than building new ones. Same as forest and biodiversity. Once destroyed, restoring that becomes a Herculean task. But here's the good news. This forest is on its way to being recovered. A restoration project is ongoing here, which is being put together by the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture. In the next 5 to 7 years, everyone expects that this forest will get back to its original form. The International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, is leading a 5-year reforestation project to restore 300 hectares of the Olokemeji Forest, with support from Afri 100 and a 10-year project funded by Nigerian breweries to recover an additional 500 hectares.
So we are actually training household, 25 household in beekeeping, 25 household in vegetable propagation, and another 25 household in propagation of herbal plants.
An intriguing development is that former loggers are now actively participating in these reforestation efforts. They are involved in planting and pegging trees, which helps farmers identify them. Additionally, these repentant loggers have been trained in alternative livelihoods like beekeeping. They receive beehives for honey production, and IITA partners with them to facilitate sales.
With the salary that I'm earning with this project, I'm using it to sponsor my junior brother with their education, and with my wife, my family.
As we are cutting the trees, it is good to replace them. That's why I joined the advocacy for tree planting.
We clean the environment, then use pineapple and orange to attract the bees. Then we use clothes to reverse them, and then process to extract the honey.
I inquired about the types of trees being planted and their sourcing. Native species such as locust beans, odala, that is African star apple, and various fruit and food trees are selected to ensure the community benefits from them. This strategy also helps deter illegal loggers. I visited the center, which includes seed banks dedicated to rescuing endangered tree species in Nigeria.
Yeah, well, I think it looks like it, but
research shows that over 4,600 plant species are at risk due to overexploitation for their high-quality timber.
Tree. This is Cleistopholis patens. That is the name, Cleistopholis patens. So it loves to grow very close to river banks, and it's a food. The seeds are, even let's say the fruit. You know, there's a floppy part of it when you remove the succulent part of this. So it's a food to an animal we call African civet cat.
Next, I visited the nursery where the young trees are cultivated before being planted in the forest. Adewale Awoyemi, manager of the Forest Center at IITA, explains the reforestation project's inception and its current implementation strategies.
The Tree Heritage Park is a park. It's about 12 hectares where we conserve native tree species that are already going into extinction. So we go to different forest patches to get specimens of species that are going to extinction.
They preach conservation. By involving local communities and fostering ownership of the project, IITA aims to ensure the sustainability of the Olokemeji Forest Reserve long after the project's completion.
No, almost like 45 to 50 minutes.
Is day 2 of this journey conservation story. Of course, we arrived first at Olokemeji Forest. That was the previous day. And today we are here in Omo Forest, right here for another conservation effort by the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. This time it is called the Forest Elephant Initiative. So stay with us as we take you through all that happens here, particularly the efforts of the rangers right here in the forest. In the forest.
Yeah.
You live in the forest?
Yes. We have a base camp there.
Oh, okay. Do you have like any weapons you work with? Maybe guns?
No, we're just using only
cutlass.
GPS, cutlass.
This is our
walkie-talkie. That's only the weapons that we have.
So that means if there's any attack to even defend yourself, it's difficult.
It's difficult.
But there's no experience.
We know how to handle them. Even though they have gun, we used to catch them also.
At Omo Forest, we explore the Forest Elephant Initiative led by the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, NCF. Join us as we delve into the tree planting and elephant protection initiative, focusing on the work of dedicated forest rangers. These rangers dedicate their lives to safeguarding biodiversity and protecting against poaching, illegal wildlife trade, and illegal logging. Titus Muniwe has been a ranger since 1989, long enough to become an elephant whisperer, one who can communicate with and guide elephants without force, a rare and remarkable skill among rangers. He shares his extraordinary experience with me, supported by his colleagues.
So me with this my oga, we go to the place where they call it Itasi. Very early in the morning like this, we see many people. Everybody gather, they follow the elephant. Oga, an elephant is here. Okay, we just go that place. So because the elephant already killed one person in one village called Baupu. So we begin to tell them, say, let you people go back so that this elephant can wound now. So this my guy there for road. So I ask him that, can I take the elephant out? Make everybody go. So he said, anything what I can do. And the elephant already facing him. So I go outside the road. I talk to the elephant. I call him. The elephant come out. Come and meet me there. So I take him to down one place. If anybody come for my back, the elephant will pursue him, follow him. But I have to stay until the person don't go far. The elephant will come back for me again. I take him to where I go meet the second ones before I leave there.
I asked in amazement, what language do you use to speak to elephants? Oniwe replied, elephants can understand any language.
Nobody go see elephant when he's coming. Even though he shout, everybody must run. But when they are coming, even though we be 100 people now, everybody will run away. But I have to stay there. So when he reach where I did, we stop.
I don't know how he did it, like clapping his hand. Then the elephant turned back and he went to him. Then the elephant was just right in front of him. Then he turned back and the elephant was just following him. You know, the way your pets, you know, animal, dog or cats, you know, just go behind you. I was like, I couldn't move again. What is this?
Activities were planned for the annual celebration, including a bonfire in the forest. I even joined in, spending the night there. The Nigerian government has implemented various strategies to curb illegal activities that threaten the survival of many species in the country. These policies include the creation of protected areas, the establishment of national parks and reserves, such as Olokemeji and Omo Forest Reserves, to serve as sanctuaries for wildlife and conserve biodiversity, as well as the introduction of laws and regulations that impose penalties for illegal hunting, poaching, and wildlife trafficking. The government has also collaborated with international organizations and agencies to strengthen wildlife conservation efforts. Despite these efforts, wildlife conservation in Nigeria continues to face significant challenges due to weak law enforcement, limited funding for conservation programs, and a lack of community involvement.
Hello, we're welcoming you to our social media platform for more information about our program, Environment Today. On Facebook, you can reach us on Environment Today. On YouTube, subscribe, like, and share every of our episodes on Environment Today. Instagram, it is Environment Today. On Twitter, @Environment Today. And on WhatsApp, you can reach us on +234 8033 356 388. Catch up and do interact with us, and don't miss any of our environmental issues. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
And up next is our feedback segment for your views and comments regarding the program. Our social media handles are up there on your screen. Please get in touch with us. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. After that, we'll bring you environment quotes for this week. How time flies, but this is how we'll be wrapping up Environment Today for this week. Thank you for being a part of it. My name is Nkoli Omodu, and as I always say, environment is life, so do your best so we can preserve it. From everyone on the Environment Today crew, we wish you the very best. Bye for now.